What you doing there? Thought maybe somebody might like to just hang out while I carve. Oak. Felt like I had a bug on my foot, but I ain't gonna move and shuffle to find him. This sucker's old. I've actually never really used it until after I threw it in the fire for a ritual. I don't even know what it was. I don't even really remember putting it in there. We done moved past all that these days. Don't have to do things like that anymore. Now that we know the power of voice, if you want a wand, just let me know. I won't charge you nothing for it. You pay the shipping though. As far as I'm concerned, when I carve these, they serve their purpose. But when they're done, I don't have much use for them. So if they can be better appreciated in somebody else's hands, good. It's not like I need the money anyway. What would I use it for? What I've always used it for? To just help the world in ways that I know how to. Some people think the ways in which I work to help the world aren't really any help. But then again, that's the same kind of people that think the world that they were taught when they were growing up is the world they live in. It ain't like that. It's a strange sort of era we live in now. I feel like some dude sitting on top of a mountain just transmitting knowledge and experience. It's an open signal for anybody that could benefit from my mistakes and experience. People usually don't groan about it anymore. They used to, though. This one lady was talking about how being a Christian, you deal with a lot of spiritual warfare. I said, beloved, God's right here. And I don't think God within you would even want you to feel a breath on the back of your neck of any kind of spiritual warfare. The only reason people spew that kind of discord anyway is because they don't know any better. And they're weak. And you have to be stronger than they are. Y'all don't want to see what I used to do with spiritual warfare. We done made it past those days. Because I know now the power of voice. Like Jesus was teaching. Except I don't think Mary ever called her son that. There's one thing in the Bible. Somebody said, "Who sent you?" And the fellow said, "I am that I am sent me." And if you don't know what that means, I highly recommend the Saint Germain Press books. In particular, Volume 3, the I Am Discourses. After that, you'll never read the Bible the same way again. Anytime you see Jesus say, I am the resurrection and the life. Did you know her name wasn't Eve? It was Kava, mother of all living. What's with everybody changing names? Some people would think it's weird that I put together all these stories and discourses with Saint Paveclaf. That's one of my characters. As far as I'm concerned, there's more truth in those stories than there is in the Bible. Because there ain't nothing in my stories about sowing fear. Fear of God. You mean infinite love? Why should I be afraid of infinite love? I asked so many people what that means. They were too afraid to tell me. One lady told me, except her answer didn't have anything to do with fear. Only love. I realized then the fear of God just means pay attention to what you feel. And they couldn't just speak it in plain English, could they? I am that I am. Which one? That I am. All that in a bag of chips? No. I am. I've always wanted to fit in somewhere. I feel like I belong to some community or group. I realized it's not quite like that for me. The St. Germain Press books don't have all that disturbing stuff in it that the Bible does. That's one of my favorite things about them. This one lady named Tessa told me, the Bible's not disturbing if you understand it. Why can't the book itself enlighten everybody, Tessa? How come the thousands of questions I ask people about God, religion, Jesus, the Bible, heaven, and hell, how come none of them could answer my questions? How come I couldn't find those answers in the Bible? Maybe it was missing a couple of pieces. Well, I think the I am that I am, that the Saint Germain Press books were revealed to me. You know, if I'd grown up around Mount Shasta, I would have been known about Saint Germain. All the suffering I went through, it wouldn't have happened. I am thankful for the experiences I've gathered. Because now I see what it's like for people that only have a breadcrumb of the truth instead of the whole loaf. There are people out there that still think we live in a simulation. But that is one of the most bleak ideas I've ever explored. The Matrix is a lie, by the way. But don't let me tell you what to believe. That's your job. If somebody tells you the world is a simulation and you choose to believe it, that was your choice. Free will is a choice. But unless somebody enlightens you to the fact that you're always making choices, you don't know that you ever were. Free will is a choice. That's it. I say when somebody tells you you have to escape the Matrix, that's how you've just put yourself into one. Because, like the one they called Jesus said, there is life and death in the tongue. Your voice is power. I say the Matrix is a lie. You know how for thousands of years, when people use psychedelics, all of a sudden they feel that everything is alive? It's all energy. It's here for you. It's here for me. You can tell it what you want. Don't beg. It gives you more things that you have to beg for. Begging never worked for me. Everybody always knew I was stronger than that. You can demand. Or you can simply talk to everything like it is your best friend. And the stronger you hold true to what you believe, the faster it precipitates into your reality. You don't still believe there's only one earth, do you? None of my business. You know what I'm here for? I'm here to help. Help others to free themselves from the shackles of other people's beliefs. That's what I'm here for. If you want to see just how vivaciously the Saint Germain Press books helped me, you can just go looking at the videos on my TikTok or Instagram from a year ago, or my podcasts under the name Corvin H. Lord Hayes. CorvnHLordhaze. I have some podcasts under the name Goth Von Core as well. GOTHVONCORE. Those ones are a little bit more intense. You can go looking through those, and you can see how I was before I found out about the Saint Germain books, which were written in the 30s, by the way. There's audio books of those, some of them on YouTube. One of my favorite ones is Ascended Master Instruction. Lovely. You go back and you see how I used to be, and you see how I am now. Put it to you like who they called Jesus said in the Gospel of Thomas. Knock and the door will open. Seek and you will find. And when you find, you will be disturbed. But after you're disturbed, you will be astounded. I think it's lovely when somebody can live their life comfortably, happily, with gratitude and appreciation, when they don't focus on any notion of what they call God at all. I think that's wonderful. But there are a lot of places in the world where the notion of God is distorted. And they want to say, it's something that's not in here, it's out there somewhere. But they say the kingdom of heaven is within. God in heaven. Do you know how good of a trick it was? That they oversimplified parts of the Bible, mistranslated parts of it, and threw in all that icky, gushy, gooey fear stuff. I said that kind of strange, but I know you know what I mean. You know how good it was? How good of a trick it was that they did that? It not only taught people to fear God in them. Two birds with one stone. It pushed away the people that knew there was something wrong with the Bible. It pushed them away from their own God in their heart. Or as I call it, God, Goddess, and the observer makes three. Oh yeah, kind of like the Father, the Mother, and the Son, or daughter. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Triality. The triangle. The most stable shape in what y'all call the universe. Besides the sphere. Something like that. Something like that. But don't let me tell you what to believe. That's your job.